Hello, welcome to your February Tarot Forecast videos. I want to share 3 distinct points about the energy of February itself before I start in on the readings. I'm going to take a few minutes with this intro, so if you wish you can skip ahead to where I begin actually pulling cards. I'll go ahead and put a time indication in the description box if you want to do that. First, I want to begin by stating the obvious, which is that we collectively recognize January 1st as the day that rings in the new year on the calendar. However, the beginning of February is when we actually truly enter a fresh new energy cycle. That is the real new year energetically. A lot of January was spent tying up loose ends of 2016, and this is because we entered the new year in January 2017, mid-cycle of a Mercury retrograde. This is not conducive to forward movement. Rather, it's a time to chill, reflect, and plan your next steps, and not take action to commence new things quite yet. Mercury went direct on January 8th and doesn't move out of its shadow for approximately 2 weeks after it goes direct. This means that if New Year's resolutions were started in January, they are not likely to endure and those plans will tend to unravel. Any resolutions for change that you want to implement in order to yield more permanent results would be more auspicious if began at the end of the month when the mercurial energy begins to pick up speed. Coincidentally, this is around the same time of the start of the Chinese New Year, which begins January 28th. And that brings me to my second point, which is sharing a little bit about this year being marked as the Yin Fire Rooster. 2016 was the Yang Fire Monkey. Yang energy is masculine, extroverted, and outwardly expressive. Fire is dynamic, changing, passionate, and all-consuming. The monkey is playful, chaotic, impulsive, adaptable, and clever, but not necessarily honest. Observing the way that monkeys behave will give you an indication of the characteristics they exhibit and how a lot of 2016 played out for us. So again, 2017 is the year of the Yin Fire Rooster. Much like last year, fire will mark the next 12 months as blazing, dynamic, and assertive energy. However, Yin energy is feminine, introverted, insightful, and inwardly receptive. So a lot of us will be tapping into our inherent reserves of strength and realizing our inner passions this year. There is a strong theme here of self-reliance. The rooster quality is confident, if not somewhat boastful, as it proudly sticks out its chest and fans its feathers. Roosters are notably guided by instinct as they greet the rising sun in the morning. Therefore, advice this year is to rise early to accomplish your goals and act on your first impulses. There can be danger in second guessing yourself or maybe overanalyzing. It is lucky to have some sort of symbol or visual representation of a rooster in your home this year, which is why I have this guy over here. Because success and self-reliance comes easily to roosters, this is a great year to demonstrate leadership and gain real progress in what you want to achieve. So this brings me to my last point I want to make before I start in on your readings. 2017 numerologically adds up to a year 1. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 equals 10, and when you reduce the 10 by adding 1 and 0, you end up with 1. This means that no matter what your life path number or your personal year, there are collective beginnings within the human race as we begin a brand new 9-year cycle. The key word for a 1 year is independence. Other meanings are ego, ambition, initiative, and individuality. We will begin to see things that we have never seen before this year. We have already seen shades of the 1 year theme, as well as the monkey and rooster characteristics within the new political climate, but we don't really need to get into that here in this video. What is important to remember is that the New Year energy that commences this month is a year of personal success achieved through diligent perseverance and patience. Like the rooster crows at dawn, it is heralding in a powerful sign of awakening. Happy New Year! Now let's get started with your readings. Cancer. For your February reading, I'm going to be pulling 4 cards from the Connolly Tarot deck, 1 card for each week of the 4 weeks of the month. Show me the energy for Cancers. Okay. First week, second week, third week, fourth week, and the shadow card is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is like the hero card. Someone's coming in possibly to, save the day. There's really a sense of like bravery that this person has. This can be you, actually, and I do see it as being you based upon the other cards that I'm seeing here. So there's something where you're sort of displaying your capabilities, you're displaying your bravery. There's a sense of courage that you have an opportunity to demonstrate this month. Okay. So the first card is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is all about following your dreams. It's about, having some sort of romantic idea or some sort of, desire here. And you're really sort of thinking about how you're going to move that forward. This is like the initial stages or the beginning stages. This could, if it's related to love, this could be like a crush or someone that you're starting to like in that sense. It hasn't fully matured yet, but things could sort of take off in a positive direction. I'm seeing tulips in the card as well, so maybe, no, that's not a tulip, it's a rose. But I'm going to go with tulips because that's what I originally saw in my mind, whether that was true or not. So I'm seeing something around April unfolding for this energy here. Okay, so there's also a fish jumping out. And again, when it's related to love, I'm getting like there's plenty of fish in the sea, that sort of saying. But anyway, you have some sort of romantic idea or feeling, okay? And you might want to go ahead and protect that feeling, because here it's like you're sort of defending, you've got walls up here, and this may be like you making a smart choice to protect your heart, or maybe it's you're protecting a dream so that other people, don't discourage you in some way or make you feel sort of defeated. It's like kind of keeping something to yourself. And I do see this as being sort of a positive situation here. It's really being smart when it comes to this, because the Page of Cups can be a little bit naive, right, since it hasn't fully matured yet. And the Nine of Wands here is just really about sort of some sort of self-preservation or protection. Okay. Then you have the Chariot card. Okay, so this is about willful success, really forcing things to happen. And, I see the Chariot as like strong, steady progress and movement forward. You are in control here. And I see that there's movement with both of these cards. There's mobility with the Knight of Wands and the Chariot card. So I do feel like this is you. If the Knight of Wands is not you and somebody, is coming in, you might have your walls up, they might have to sort of prove themselves in some way with the Chariot card. So there is a sense of needing to be victorious, but also proving your capabilities with this. And this person rises to the challenge. I was also getting that there's something about like testing your boundaries. Someone may be sort of testing your boundaries to find out where they are. Where do you draw the line? Okay. Then the Temperance card is coming up for the last week. So you're really bringing things into balance here. You have a strong connection with spirit, and you sort of moderated things. You know, I do feel like there is some sort of hurdle or some sort of wall to sort of break through here. And I feel like that person could do that in your life with the Temperance cards. Like you're finally accepting them this 4th week, or you're maybe opening to the idea here of a new start with this person. If it's not, you know, having to do with love, I do see that you are, you know, having to show some sort of heroism or bravery or some sort of, you know, skill and determination. You're putting that into use, okay? And it has to do with some sort of dream that you're guarding or keeping to yourself. Again, the Chariot is about proving yourself and willful, strong movement forward here. And it looks like you're kind of moderating things, you know, with the 4th week. You're sort of pulling some of that energy back if it was a little bit too aggressive here. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. It's like a new adventure, and, you know, it's sort of needing to maintain a balance, a healthy balance. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sort of move these up here for now, and then I want to pull an Angel Tarot card for some advice for you Cancers out there. Angels advice for Cancers. I feel like it's this one. Oh, lovely. The 3 of Cups, the 3 of Water. A celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement, the need to have more fun. So that's the advice here. Well, I see you're sort of boldly conquering your goals here. You know, it does look like it's not, you know, all about determination. Like this is like a need to just have some sort of downtime and not have to accomplish something, right? Not putting that like pressure on you, I guess, to always be accomplishing something. Or the 1st week of February, you could be invited somewhere. This is like a social invitation as well. That would fit the 3 of Cups here. And also, you have the Page of Cups, which is holding out this 1 cup. And with the Temperance card, you have the 2 cups here, which would be the 3 altogether. So an invitation to a date, an invitation to some sort of party that's coming within the 1st week. And maybe there are some things that you need to do first, or maybe the party isn't until the end of the month, or the social engagement, the social, you know, whatever it is, celebration isn't until the last week of February, so you have a couple weeks to sort of plan there. That's another possibility, because the Knight of Wands, he's definitely going somewhere, so you may be going to some sort of celebration. All right, Cancer. So I want to pull 3 cards from the Gypsy Fortunes deck, and I've not done this yet with any of the other readings I've done. Oops. Okay, that one definitely. So I thought this would be kind of fun to do. Okay, so you have the Lilies card. This relates to the Temperance card in the tarot. So it's about a spiritual connection. And it's about that like unbreakable bond that you have with spirit, you know, with the eternal here. And I think there was like some sort of saying with the lilies is, you know, death and life only appear to be separate. They are not necessarily as distinct as we'd like to make it be. Also, lilies, I think, are a flower of death, right? For funerals, people use, or, you know, yeah, they display lilies or give lilies, right? It symbolizes something old, something old, something traditional, and something beautiful. Okay, so here you have the stork. The stork brings about positive changes. And there's a saying as well with the stork that they like to get their feet wet, or they like, they like to keep their feet wet. So you might be sort of dabbling in some sort of something here with the Page of Cups, like, right? It's sort of an experimentation. It hasn't fully yet matured. There is something to be said about this foot, though, that's sort of kept up close to the chest, is keeping your cards close to the chest. So I'm seeing that water element here with sort of putting one foot into the water while also having one foot on land, but also sort of keeping yourself sort of guarded in a way. Okay. Then I have the Lady, which is the Empress card. So this brings about news of pregnancy as well, or a birth, because the storks bring babies, right? Some of you could be going to a baby shower. Anyway, here I have the Empress, which is like the wife and the mother, right? And she is the connection between her emotions and her practical senses. Okay. And she's also a social person. She's sort of, I guess, like the mouthpiece for the king. Like she's the, what is it that I want to say? She's like the cover for the king. She's the intermediary between the king and his people. So has the social graces, right? Okay. The shadow card is the snake. Okay. So I feel like the reason you could be a little bit guarded here is because of some sort of something that happened in the past. So if someone maybe, approaches you with intent of romance, it looks like you might be a little bit guarded because the snake has a forked tongue, which is symbolic of lies or half-truths. And, there's some sort of enemy here. The snake is a very deeply ingrained archetypal image across many cultures in our human race. So it has very powerful medicine. It also has venom. So, just be in mind of any sort of temptation or traps as well. And I think that the Gypsy wisdom saying or meaning with this card is embrace a snake and it will bite. Okay, so just to be cautious here. All right, so let's see, Three of Cups. I do see some sort of social invitation, sort of social involvement, and I do see like an old, something old being brought forth to the present. So, okay, Cancer. This is what I wanted to say for your reading. Thank you so much for watching my videos and for liking them and for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next videos.